Hello viewers, I am Dhairya Gajra and you are watching the Free Press Journal. Today, we have a very young Indian origin entrepreneur with us who has been trending in the news recently due to the torment she suffered in Uganda. Vasundhara Oswal is the daughter of renowned industrialist Pankaj Oswal, who is known for establishing the world's largest ammonia plant in Australia. She serves as the executive director of Axis Minerals, which is the family's mining business, as well as PRO Industries, which is into the business of producing extra neutral alcohol. While Vasundhara was known for her entrepreneurship journey, for founding an anti-bullying community and an inspiration for thousands of her social media followers, she is now known for the hardships she faced in Uganda. The Free Press Journal was the first to report in October 2024 about her detention by the Ugandan police, after which she faced months of harassment from the authorities. Recently, the Ugandan judiciary has dismissed all the kidnapping and attempt to murder charges against her. However, the Oswal family believes it was an attempt to extort money from them, which has failed miserably. Let's know from Vasundhara about her life since October and the hardships she faced in jail and even now when she is out and free. Hello Vasundhara, welcome to the Free Press Journal. Now after you have been freed of all the charges, can you tell our viewers about what happened with you on the day you were detained, as a family alleged that it was a forceful detention?
Was when when I woke up early in the morning. I was awoken early in the morning by my admin manager, who called me up at about 5 a.m. saying that there was police outside our gate. And then when I asked him why they're there, he said that he doesn't know and that they wouldn't tell him. So on proceeding to go to the gate, I remember I asked them, I went outside, I asked them, why are you here? They were refusing to tell me anything. There were about 4 of them at the time. Then I went back in. I obviously called my parents up. I told them that, listen, there's like 4 policemen outside the gate. I don't know why they're here. Can you please handle it? My father then told me to go back inside and that he would get the security to deal with it, basically. So I went back inside. And as I was pacing up and down, I was on the phone with my mom in the background. So I could hear, my father on the phone asking them, what's happening, what are they doing, etc., etc. All of a sudden, I'm outside in the balcony and I see like through because you can see the gate of the factory right across our house. And so I see like the storm of 20 armed men coming in. And after that, I knew that there was something wrong. So I walk out of our house and I cross to the main road in the factory that's leading up to the entrance road. And I stopped them because they were proceeding to march forward. And I asked them, why are you here? And they said, we're here because of an Interpol notice from Switzerland in regards to a missing person. And we're here to search the premises. After which I asked them, do you have a search warrant? They said, no, we don't have any search warrant, but we're in Uganda. We can do whatever we want to do. And we are the Ugandan police. I asked them, do you have any documentation, any kind of IDs with you that can help me identify who you are? They refused to tell me their names, refused to show any identification. They just stood around me with their guns, AK-47s around me, and they were just kind of like, listen, we're not going away. You can do whatever you want. You can try to call whoever you want. We're not going to be leaving till we search the premises. So after like a good scuffle for about 2-3 hours, I then convinced them somehow to allow me to get my lawyer on site before they do this raid, so that I can at least have legal representation, because nor are they giving me any identification, nor are they telling me who they are, and nor do they have any kind of search warrants with them. So they allow that and they wait for 2-3 hours on the site, in the center of the road. And eventually, by the time my lawyer comes, they proceed to do the raid. After that, they look up, they look down in all the buildings, they go to the roofs, they try to see underneath the beds, they open everyone's cupboards, they wake up all of the night shift employees that were sleeping in the day. So they wake up each and every one of them, they knock on all of their doors, they try to speak to each one of the employees as well. Eventually they realize that there's nothing there of interest. So then they say that, listen, we're not asking you, we're telling you that you have to come back to Interpol with us because our director wants to have a meeting with you. And I say that, listen, if your director wants to have a meeting with me, then can we please schedule it to tomorrow or day after? Or it's even better if he has a meeting with my father, who is the rightful person that he should be having a meeting with, not me. And then they say that, no, it has to be you. So either you can come with us or we can do this the hard way with you. And then I asked them, do you have any charges on me? And then they say, no, we don't have any charges on you, but you have to come with us or we will just pick you up and, put you in the car and take you, which is what they did. So then, as I say, I'm not going to come with you. I'm not leaving with you. I start walking towards my house. They start following me and they're not leaving me alone. And then they block the entry to my house. Then I try to evade them by taking the golf cart. So I remember there was a white buggy parked right outside our house that I would use to go around the site. So I try to go into the golf cart to try to escape them. And then they sit beside me in the golf cart and they snatch the keys away. Then I try to get up from the golf cart and I try to go towards the company car. Okay. They're still aggressively walking behind me. We're all fast walking at this point. So I sit inside the company car and I tell the driver to go drive. And they snatch, because the driver's window was open, they snatch the driver's keys from the window and they haul me out of the car. And then what ends up happening is that they end up putting me inside of their police car. One of the male officers grabs me and then he shoves me inside of one of his police cars. And as I try to get out of his police car, there's another guy standing on the other side of the window, pointing a gun at me, saying, "Don't you dare move. That's it. It's over for you."
Can you tell us, your family had alleged that you were ill-treated by the police and jail authorities. What all did you go through during your time in the jail?
Then what happens is that I'm in Interpol. I'm waiting for this director to come, and she ends up coming about after another 1 or 2 hours. And then I'm told I have to give a statement, or if I don't give the statement, then basically I will have to be held here indefinitely. So in hopes that they will let me go after I give a statement of what it is that I knew about this man that was supposedly missing, I write what I know, and then I say to them, okay, so can I please go now? And then they make me wait outside the Interpol for another 2-3 hours, with these two lady police officers now who are just not letting me do anything, not letting me exit anywhere. They're just making me stay in one spot. And then after 2-3 hours, it's about 6-7 p.m. at this time, they tell me that I'm not going back home. I'm not going to the site, that I'm being detained and I'm going to the cell. So, that's the first time me with no past criminal record or even history of even entering a police station was told that I was going into a cell. So I start crying and I call up my parents on the other line. And then, my mom and dad were they were shocked, obviously, that this is happening. So they said taken out, and they've staged this whole media thing. They've staged a lot of media to be present as they make me do the walk of shame. I get inside the truck, which is an animal truck, and they drive me off to Luero prison, where I'm put in with petty criminals. So these guys are petty criminals, meaning they've just stolen a few things, or they've kind of done a few small frauds here and there. They're not major type of criminals. And there's about 8 women to a room here, right? So they're not too bad. It wasn't, the people, they weren't too bad. The living conditions and the ways that they're made to live are awful. And mind you, till this date, I haven't had a shower. I haven't had a proper meal. I haven't had anything. All right. So it's been, my human rights have been completely violated in the sense that I was treated worse than any kind of animal out there.
According to your family, the police did not reveal the charges against you. What were the charges put on you and when were you informed about them?
Police are not listening, since no one's listening, that we should go to the court. So my dad gets another lawyer on the case to put in an application to the court, because at this point, it's been 48 hours that I've been under detention, and it's illegal to keep anyone past 48 hours in detention. So we go to the court and we get an unconditional release order. And as we get that order, we're told that even now there's a chance that these guys might not let me out, but we were hopeful that maybe they would listen to the court. So we show them the order, and they're still not releasing me. And I remember there was another 2 days by which they kept me in illegal detention. And because in that order, it was written that either you have to release me on now, or you'll have to put charges on me. So on the 5th day, which is a Friday, one of the Interpol officers comes to me, and I think that he's here to release me. So I'm asking him, "Oh, you're here to take me back to site, aren't you?" He's like, "Yeah, you're going back to Luero." And I say, "Yeah, so to site, right? You're going to drop me back to the site." And then he's like, he doesn't answer me. So I'm getting nervous in my stomach. I'm thinking, what are these guys here for? Okay, and these guys are making me check out. They're making me sign off everything. So as I'm being kind of taken outside, with all my belongings, I ask him again, "Where are you taking me?" And then he says that you're going to prison, basically. So that was when I was just floored at that. I think everything broke. I tried to call back home. I remember reaching for my phone. My Swiss lawyer was also there, and he was so appalled by everything. And I tried to speak back home, and they just snatched the phone as well out of my hands. So I didn't even get to speak to my parents. So then I asked them that, I haven't done anything. For what are you putting me in? And they're like, "For murder." So I was completely shocked. And I just remember sitting silent the entire car ride to Luero, telling them, I haven't done this. And that I was telling them that I haven't done this, and you're doing the wrong thing to me. And they just sat quietly the whole ride, saying nothing to me.
Did the Ugandan government provide any help, especially after your father wrote an open letter to the president of Uganda?
I feel like it helped bring forward the truth to him, especially when he realized that Mukesh was not dead, that he was alive in Tanzania, and it made him question what his own police officers were doing, definitely, by putting someone so young in jail, and someone that had no previous criminal history and had just come to his country to work. It made him question on what grounds they had put me inside, because I believe whatever they were telling him, or whatever they were telling the higher authorities, was that I was like a serial murderer, and that I have disposed of Mukesh Minaria's body parts somewhere along the way, and that's why that they can't find him anywhere. And that's what his son was going around saying. That first he was saying that my father was the one that did it, and then once I was the one that got picked up, then he was saying that I'm the one that actually killed his father. So he changed his statement there to target me instead. And it's difficult to believe. I would say it's sad, but it's difficult to believe people when they're of a certain stature compared to people that kind of make a small kind of face, and they say things for sympathy, and they go around crying to people. So he did a lot of crying, and he went around everywhere saying that they've definitely murdered my father. So that's why.
What is the motive that you see behind the false complaint and the charges that were filed against you?
It's extortion. I believe that after the case that happened in Switzerland with the Hindujas, that this guy was looking for a payout. He read about it, and he's still looking for a payout, because rather than coming to Uganda to face the charges, and give a testimony in Uganda, he's gone to Switzerland after evading the Indian justice system as well, and he's trying to get the Swiss police to kind of listen to his lies, and he's trying to make them listen to everything now. So it's just extortion, and this guy is going to run out of his string eventually. It's just a matter of time.
How are you planning to reply to your former employee against the harassment faced by you due to all the legal troubles?
Yes, he is. He rather than, we've put several cases on him and his family in India for what they've done, including we're going to be putting one on malicious prosecution very soon. So instead of, staying in India and trying to face those charges, he's gone to Switzerland, and he's trying to evade the Indian justice system by doing that. And he's trying to kind of get shelter from a jurisdiction that doesn't understand much about these cases, to put it very bluntly. So we've planned a few cases against Mukesh and his family specifically. One that I'll be launching very soon against them for malicious prosecution. as the case in Uganda is dismissed, and they seem to have tried to run away to Switzerland to save themselves. So, and if the Swiss police try to hide Mukesh over there, because for some reason that's what people are wanting to believe rather than wanting to believe facts and evidence, then we will go after the Swiss police also for breach of my human rights, because they had picked me up on the Interpol notice, that they had sent.
Of course, Oswal family is known for its multi-million dollars investment in Uganda. But after all that happened, are you still planning to continue the investments, and or do you will you rethink about the investments you want to do?
Yeah, so our plant, which is about 150 KLPD, is currently operating. It's on full capacity. We've just onboarded Diageo and Distill as well, so Heineken and Black Label and Bailey's. So the guys that manufacture those type of brands. So on that side, it's going really well. But the fact is that what has happened has definitely made us a bit averse to investing more in Uganda. We're watching and we're waiting, and we're trying to see where things will go. That being said, we're also exploring many other opportunities in the East African region. So it's not just Uganda. We also have 2 other projects in Tanzania that we're doing at the moment. One is a mining project, and the other is also an E&A project that we're looking into. So, that being said, yeah, I feel like even from a business perspective, to diversify investments is always better than to focus on building in solely one region.
Vasundhara, the last question that I would want you to answer, and even our viewers would want to know, is what were the key takeaways that you have taken from this very unfortunate incident of your life? What all have you learned, and what would you like to share with our viewers?
To save myself from such harassment so it doesn't happen again. You can never truly know what people are plotting inside of their heads. I think it's sad that someone that worked for 8 years in our family has done this to us, and someone that was treated like family has done this to us. The guy received a 3,000 USD net salary. He stayed in all of the 5-star hotels. He received paid holidays. About 45 days each year he went back to India, and it was all paid, all expenses covered. He had his air tickets lined up, paid for him. He had VIP assist. He had all his meals paid for him. Every single thing that you can think of was paid for him. And I think it's sad that that people act this way when it comes to money, and that we can never really predict these kind of situations. But I also truly believe that the truth and your karma will always get you where you need to be in the end. And no one can hide the truth for long enough. So it has to come out eventually. That being said, and this is a full extortion scheme, so it will definitely come out. No, I think it's good. I think the Indian media and the Indian people in general have been very supportive of us, and I truly thank them from the bottom of my heart, because if it wasn't for the Indian media, I would still be in unlawful detention, because that's the only way that whole truth was revealed.
So we heard from Vasundhara herself what she faced during her time in the jail, and even after she was released on bail, how she was tormented by all the legal troubles. Even after she has been freed of the charges against her, how they are still facing so many troubles, so many issues due to one single false charge which is being alleged by them. But what matters is that the family is alleging that all of this is a conspiracy, and all of this is a way to extort money from them, a big industrialist group, a renowned industrialist family, which is a matter of concern not only for an Indian origin family, but also for India as well as other countries who are a part of this entire trouble. Thank you for watching the Free Press Journal.